Hey there. Welcome to the Matty B Files, episode 126. I'm your host, Matt Bigelow, streaming this from the Ogikubo studio in Tokyo, Japan. I am sitting on my tatami mats, and the sun is streaming through the curtains. And I'm not lying about that. I know it's a consistent theme. I like to podcast on sunny days. What can I tell you? There's a bit of a street festival going down below the studio here. We're on the fourth floor of a complex here, and these bands like to come up sometimes in this little street called Kyokai Dori, which means like a street, church street essentially. There's like this giant religious church at the end of the street, and the street is very narrow, and it kind of swaggers its way towards and takes some like odd turns here and there towards the hospital. And I guess sometimes a few times a year, the local merchants hire all of these bands and put them out in front of the shops. To me, they just make a huge amount of ruckus, right? Because I like to play my music inside. And if you want to hear my music inside, you can come to on December 1st, Cheshme, and hear the Dead Sea Dropouts play at Cheshme, your favorite little cafe down a little tiny street where you can go and hear some great music. But I don't know. Buskers to me are like probably what podcasters are like to professional radio hosts. They're kind of out in the street. They're playing music to nobody who really requested it, and there's no way you can not listen to them because they're out there blasting around. Like there's a kind of a, what do you call that? That's Southern American trumpet music, New Orleans jazz, which I find fucking annoying. They always choose really annoying music to play, like really traditional Irish music or blues guitar. There's of course great examples of these, but I mean, you listen to blues guitar, your average blues guitarist, and let's face it, most of these musicians are on the average level. Sorry, guys. After 10 minutes, I think you're done. Same thing with this the Irish band that was out there. And in Japan, they learn the music so perfectly, you couldn't distinguish the actual band from like a very generic best of Celtic CDs that you would pick up at gas stations like 15 years ago or whatever. There's no shred of originality, but the production value and the awareness of technicalities is better than the original. So, anyways, I have this in my mind. I'm like, yeah, I can't do playing music, and I'm a musician, but I'm like, it's loud. I can't turn them off. And I go down out to get my curry from this Nepalese curry shop on this Kyokai Dori. They do a great mutton curry, let me tell you. Kenta curry. And of course, it's a sunny day and these musicians are out and everyone's like smiling. Women are smiling and little kids are running around. I'm like, oh shit, I'm the asshole here. So, you gotta change your way of thinking. So hopefully some of that trumpet stuff can be picking up in the background. Actually, I might be able to access some of that. Let's see. Sorry, this might do something. Can you hear that? It is noisy, isn't it? All right. Sorry. Well, there we go. That's the street festival news. It's all right. Actually, yeah. Why? Why must we be subjugated to this type of tyranny? Yeah. I was going to talk about the quickening. Things are moving so quickly these days, huh? So I'm not sure what to make of it. Every week, it's just all this new technology is coming and is so poorly reported on by the press. I was reading some news about AI, and it's just like there's so many editors and writers involved in every single news story for the most part these days. It's like how this new AI can help you, but is it surveying too much? And what's Donald Trump going to do? And this is all in like the first 3 paragraphs. So you're just like, oh my God, Trump, AI, monitoring, and it's coming fast and we have no control. But the actual newspaper has so much of the originality shredded out from it because of the editorial process. It's impossible to get good information. It's crazy. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Can you just turn it off? I don't know. Today on the podcast, we have R.U.M.P, the Raw Urban Mobile Podcast. These are two African Americans, black dudes, people of color. I'm not sure what words to use anymore, but I can tell you this, aside from the ultimate, negative word, the only people that care are super white liberal people. Those are the only people that get on my tail when I misuse when a controversial word gets out. You can be sure some finger wagging loopy liberal will be out there to tell you why you should be censored. So before we get into R.U.M.P, I actually need to talk about a guy. His name is Mike DeJong or Mike DeYong. So I shared something because what I like to do with social media, I'm not a big social media person. Most of my, if everybody has Instagram and if everybody has social media, like I have a podcast, most of my interaction with the digital world is through podcasting. I'll be honest with you. The things I listen to tend to be podcasts, and the people that respond to whatever I'm putting out there tends to be through podcasting. People say, I listened to this episode or I listened to that episode, and we can kind of have a brief conversation about it. And I really like it. So I don't really rely on putting myself candidly on social media, but, we have so much information coming at us. I like to just put stuff onto my Facebook page to see how people respond to it. And like, there's this new camera that is attached to police officers, and this camera will be connected to clouds, like the cloud computer, and will have facial recognition applied to it, so that when an officer is, out on the Bobby on the beat, is going around doing his rounds on the street, this camera is scanning everyone's faces and alerting security agents at the Security Operations Center about suspected criminals or certain facial patterns on people, and instruct the officer to go check out those people. I put that on Facebook, nothing. But then I put up some source from somebody like the Ezra Levant from The Rebel, and it's just on YouTube, and I watch, and I'm like, I don't know what to think about that. Let's put it on the Facebook and see how people respond to it. And it was an article about the Canadian government, super boring, right? The Canadian government giving something like $500 million to media. And like the Ezra Levant guy, who, whatever, who cares? He's out there, he's doing his thing. He has 1 million YouTube followers. Maybe he has something to say. So he's like, well, should the government be funding media? Because then the media relies on the government, and the media can't necessarily comment on the government freely, because then the government will take the media's money away, right? And you can be like, okay, I see his point. And you can also say, well, he's not getting any money from the government, so he's just saying this as something to whinge about, right? Fine, fair enough. But I'm like, well, I don't get any money for doing this podcast. It's actually really, really low budget to put out decent quality media these days, especially with audio, right? It's literally just, you buy some nice microphones, you get a Zoom, and as long as you can manage the direction, you can pretty much produce quality content, right? And that's why you're listening to this one, because quality people like yourselves listen to quality content, right? You're smart. That's why you're listening to this, because you are smart. Okay. So, but this Mike DeJong guy, he's a total chip on the shoulder, wet sock, old hat. Ezra Levant is Jewish. And then, he says, Mike DeJong says to me that by posting his Ezra Levant's content, that I might be interested in joining the Nazi party. It's like, do you know how offensive that is? You're saying I'm listening to a conservative Jewish guy, and that means I should now be interested in joining the Nazi party? Even if it's a joke, it's like, it's not really funny because it's social media, and you never really appear funny on social media. Honestly, my comments are like, this is how I'm thinking when I'm typing. what do you guys think about this amount of money being allocated to the media? I'm not going like, what do you guys think about this much money? Like I try to be as literal as possible. I'm just like, is this something? What do you think? And that's literally how I think about it. So it's hard to understand what somebody is saying because you don't have the subtext of the tone and the voice delivering the words. It's just data on a screen, kind of matrixy, and you got to interpret it. Can you see the woman in the red dress? Woman in the red dress, yeah. Would you bang her in a virtual reality world? Damn straight. Because I am a straight white male. So it's kind of strange that, and here's another thing. It's like, it sounds weird, but my grandfather was a Norwegian soldier, and he had to escape the German invaders through skiing from Norway into Sweden, and then he went to the north of Sweden and Norway and almost died fighting Nazis there. And it's like, well, that's my grandfather, and then I'm the genetic lineage to that. And I'm trying to listen to just multiple perspectives, and someone saying to me, you listen to that Jew guy, you might be interested in joining the Nazi party. It's like, you know what? That's when I just say, I don't want you around me, and just unfriend, unfollow. You're gone. You're not contributing to the conversation, and you're preventing other people from joining the conversation by appearing like a total fucking lunatic. So listen, Mike, I know you might be stuck in the past for various reasons, but every time you contribute to something, you derail it. You're like thinking of Tragically Hip in 1992 or something like that, when it's 2018 and the world's a different place, all right? So take your horse shit and fuck off. That's what I have to say to you. And I mean it. I really mean it. You try to call me a Nazi, and and then that, like, why would I be interested in joining the Nazi party, you fucking asshole? All right. And it's also potentially damaging to me as well, because people then think I'm this right-wing guy. I'm not a right-wing guy. I don't really think politics are that important. But all of a sudden, it's like you posted something from a conservative website, therefore you're a Nazi. And then other people will be like, whoa, that Matt Bigelow guy is kind of a Nazi, right? Yeah, he's kind of a Nazi. And so I'm just trying to share information and get viewpoints. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to drag me down to your shitty level. And I'm not going down to your shitty level, all right? I'm trying to do something different. I'm trying to gather information and formulate an opinion that will, carry me through to something better, not drag me down to something worse. And so, if other people think I'm this crazy, listen, I think politics is like, these are people applying for a position. And I just consider the person with the most qualifications should be doing the job. And I don't care what party you're from. Canadian Conservative Party believes in migration, believes in immigration. They want to have like 250 to 350,000 people a year come to Canada. I know I'm coming from Japan, but let's put that into a Japanese case. So if people, conservatives in Canada, are basically Nazis, these are people that are advocating for 250 to 350,000 people a year to go to their country. If those people are the Nazis, and I'm in Japan, which basically accepts little to no migration, how Nazi is now everyone in Japan according to your argument? And that's the way you're going to live and think and perpetuate your ideas onto other people? Ain't having it, all right? So I'm not going down that road, because I don't actually think Nazis are real. I don't think Charlottesville was a big deal. It's like one person died after a bunch of people in the streets were protesting. Fucking happens all the time. Jews will not replace us. 25 people or 200 or something. Like, really, is that the benchmark for your reality now? Give me a break. Give me a fucking break. So, anyways, I wanted to say that, and I've also heard through the little birdies that talk, not Twitter, but real people, that Mike DeJong likes to make bands, and he likes to pay some people in his bands, but he doesn't like to pay other people in his bands. So if you join his band, make sure to ask for money, and don't be a sucker and not get paid. All right. With that, And I like anytime somebody on social media calls me a Nazi, I'm going to screenshot their comments for one thing, and I'm going to take it to the podcast, and I'm going to talk shit about you on the podcast. Because calling people Nazis on social media or trying to link them to Nazi ideas has serious negative ramifications. And it's like, I'm interviewing Muslim people on the podcast. I'm interviewing scientists. I'm interviewing musicians. I'm interviewing black people, white people from all over the world. And you have the gall to call me like interested in a Nazi party for sharing one link on social media. That's just unacceptable to me. And I refuse it. And calling you out on your horse shit ideologies, Mike de Jong or Mike de Jong. Fuck you. All right. So let's go on to R.U.M.P. R.U.M.P is a fantastic podcast. I really recommend it. They got, it's not all people of color or black people or African Americans. See, once you're outside of Japan, it's like, are you an African American or are you an African something else? It's hard to understand. I just usually say white people, black people, just like as a generality, you know, because if somebody calls me American, like, hey, where in America are you from? Like, I'm from Canada. But they're like, oh, sorry. But if they're like, oh, where are you from in North America? I'm like, oh, Canada. You know, oh, nice. You know, so it's like white people, like, where are you an African American? No, man, I'm from Trinidad. Oh, okay. Why would I assume that a black person's an African American, right? So these two guys, Buddha and Cliff, run a fantastic podcast called R.U.M.P. Really open conversations. They got singer-songwriters. They're going to get some actors. They've had David Whitaker on their podcast as well. And David Whitaker, of course, runs an amazing restaurant out of Azerbaijan called Soul Food Restaurant, I believe. I follow them on Twitter. And they run a good Twitter account. They run it very professionally. Like they're like, we have reservations open from this time. We're full at this time. They're pretty tight with the way that they run their ship over there. I played at the show once with Dead Sea Dropouts. We're playing tonight at Cheshme, December 1st at Sasazuka. Check us out there. And the first of all, the restaurant itself is gorgeous inside, really well laid out. And the food is fantastic too. And anyways, Dave Whitaker's been on their podcast a few times. So I really recommend R.U.M.P. We talk about words. We talk about the military. These guys are ex-military or ex-Navy. Sorry, I'm not sure. You know, I'm Canadian. I'm not from that background. Sorry if I made a mistake there. Always apologizing, right? Canadians. And we talk about where you don't want to die. Yeah, where do you, we all don't want to die, but where do you not want to die? We talk about those things. So I'm going to play an excerpt from the Dead Sea Dropouts rehearsal. I've been recording some of the rehearsals with some pretty decent mics, and I want to see how this audio quality, how it sounds once it's, you know, exported from the computer up to the cloud and then down into devices. So feel free to leave some feedback. You can leave some feedback for me at matthewpmbigelow.com, or you can also, you know, check me out on the social medias. You can follow me at Twitter. I'm at MRBigelow. You follow me there. And all right, I think that'll be it. Let's do this thing. Thank you for listening. And I know you're all so smart. That's why you're on this podcast. So let's do this. Thanks. Okay, we got R.U.M.P on the podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for joining the podcast today.
Oh, man.
Pleasure.
It's our pleasure, my man.
Yeah.
Pleasure to be with you, baby.
We got Buddha, we got Cliff from the R.U.M.P podcast.
That's right, R.U.M.P, baby.
Which stands for Raw Urban Mobile Podcast. But yeah, you can call it R.U.M.P for short.
Yeah.
We do like big rumps, too, but anyway.
That's probably true. I figured there was something going on.
Yeah, baby.
How can we make R.U.M.P a name for something?
Yeah. Just looked at a rap video and got inspired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This needs to be an acronym.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And a podcast.
We couldn't say booty clap, so we just said rump.
Yeah.
You know.
Booty clap would be too many words in the yeah.
Yeah, we got to keep it PG for all
But that
those.
was actually the logic behind it, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, make it catchy, I guess. A catchy acronym. R.U.M.P. R.U.M.P. But yeah, it stands for Raw Urban Mobile Podcast.
Cool. So urban. That means black.
That's a great question.
'Cause I'm Canadian and there's no black people where I live, right?
Whoa.
So for me, urban is like an urbanite, like a city guy. And then recently I've been listening to some podcasts from California and some southern kind of stuff. And they're talking, we're comedians doing urban rooms. And I'm like, oh, they're in this city. Like, no, that's not what it means.
Yeah, I think for the most part, if you ask most people what they think about when you hear the word urban, you definitely will think black. But I've heard urban used in just as in reference to the city, maybe.
Yeah.
Metropolitan city, or just anywhere where it's modern, I guess, if that's the best way to put it. Of course, you wouldn't say urban if you're talking about somewhere in the boonies in Japan, right?
Yeah.
So
Or Chinese as well.
Yeah,
Yeah. If
yeah.
you're going to Chinatown, you're not like, whoa, this is urban.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess for the most part it means
Let me
black.
have a order of urban noodles, please. Yeah. Well, actually, they have a country singer named Keith Urban. So if
That's true.
so I would assume that even country folks got a hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, urban to us
Trailer
was
park.
like in the streets of Tokyo.
Yeah.
Checking out all the street fashion, the urban scene, talking to all the artists and, the people who are just doing things, in Tokyo.
Yeah.
That a lot of foreigners don't, outsiders probably wouldn't assume that Tokyo is about, because they see it all in they see all the tourist magazines with the, the sushi and the tea ceremonies and the kimonos. And
We're in
this, that, and the other.
Shibuya, so everybody's got to go to Shibuya Crossing.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's some hood over here, you know what I'm saying? So it's an urban joint. They got urban joints over here,
I've been listening to your podcast recently, and I've been liking it because I don't often get to hear from black locals, and listening to the two girls you had on a couple of weeks ago that you just uploaded recently. It's like, oh, okay, that's really interesting, what they're getting up to doing the art, singer-songwriter stuff. We kind of segregated in a way,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a focus for us. We're not exclusively a black podcast.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
We got a white dude in the van with us, man.
Yeah.
You're outnumbered here.
In Japan.
I mean,
Japan.
for the people who do that, it's nothing wrong with it. I get why they do that.
Yeah, it's their choice. Whatever.
Yeah, it's of choice, but also because our voices are not heard as much, right? So, in a lot of different media.
Or they're heard in a totally weird way,
Yes.
in a way
Yeah.
that you would never write it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the objective, I think, with people who do that, and that's cool. I definitely listen to some podcasts who are exclusively black, but with us, we wanted to just make sure we were included, though. The black perspective is included in talking about Japan. So, but at the same time, we it doesn't matter. If you're interesting and you got something interesting going on, we'll definitely have you on, as we will have you on our podcast in
this
the
is
near
great.
future.
Yeah.
So,
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Why did you guys start the podcast? You started it recently, right?
We started about a year ago.
Okay.
Actually, it's coming up on the year anniversary, like mid-December.
Okay.
It was an idea that I came up with. It stemmed from like it. So I had a blog, maybe 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like the same content that I'm doing now. Just talking to people and sharing people's story, their lives in Tokyo or Japan, but then I slowly started realizing, like, audio, like, well, especially video. Video is the thing now, right?
Yeah.
People are visual. They wanna watch something. They don't wanna read it.
Yeah.
So I started thinking, like, yeah, this blog thing, this writing thing, maybe I should kind of switch it up. So I basically did away with it and didn't do anything for a while. And we're just kind of thinking of, like, how can I still be creative and talk about Japan from from different perspectives. And then this podcasting thing came along, and voila,
It's kind of easier to compete against social media as well,
Exactly.
right? Like if
Right.
you like, because I'm a writer too, and it's really hard to write something thoughtful and put it up on Twitter when everything is just like 140 characters,
Exactly.
and
Right.
you can spend like 2 weeks writing a blog post,
Yes.
and then you post it, and it's like I compare it to like throwing pebbles into a raging river.
Right,
Exactly.
right,
Like
right.
you come with like this finely polished pebble, and you're like, well, let's see what happens, and you just like throw it into this
Ripple, ripple, ripple.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the ripple is gone before the next wave. It
Yeah.
consumes it. So
Great way to put it. And
Yeah.
so, so I got that started, and I got my homie Buddha to come along with me and do it with me, and I'll let him talk about where we record, because that was all him. He thought of that. So
okay,
Yeah. Basically, when he brought up, the idea to me, I was like, hey, man, we live in a kind of country area here in Kanagawa, so who the hell's going to come way up to Kanagawa just to talk with a couple of dudes, right?
Yeah.
And so I got this, 99 Chevy van that I was thinking about pimping out anyway.
It's pimped out.
Yeah, appreciate it, brother. And so I said, hey, man, and I kind of was, I'd asked him, I was like, so what do you think? He's like, yeah, man, that's something I never thought of. People coming all the way up to Chogo, Fujisawa, or whatever to come, have a conversation with us and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it in our van. What? I said, yeah, let's do it in the van. I'm gonna take out the 2 middle seats, and we're gonna make some space in here, and there's plenty of space, and we'll just do it, man. And we'll drive. We'll go to them.
Yeah.
Instead of having them come to us. So every time when we first started, it was kind of funny because people were like, in Tokyo, everything's about, well, all right, what train station are you near, or what's the building you're in, or this,
Yeah.
that, and the other. Nah, dude, we're in a van. What? Yeah, we're in a van. Believe me, it's enough space in here. You're going to love it. We're in a van. So just open up the windows, man, and just like you're seeing now, you can open up the windows, watch all the action pass by.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever you consider action, and just sit in the van in a comfy environment and just we'll just chop it up. And so and then ever since then it's been going real well, and everybody that sits in the van, they say, man, this is a dope concept. I was like, yeah, man, it's just a couple of dudes in a van, a Chevy van in Japan, kicking back, just like we're kicking back with you, and just it's been great.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful experience, man.
That's cool. Do you have to do that thing?
yes,
Yeah. Should we pause it?
yeah.
Okay, let's pause it. So in the van here, we got a pretty unique setup. We got, what did you do to this van, Buddha, to pimp it out? How did you
Man.
pimp your van?
I went to this joint in Machida called Vanguard, and they got all types of old, nostalgic American shit, right? So I just went there and bought some shit, some old license plates and this, that, and the other, and just, novelty license plates, and just threw them up in the car. I bought that old clock there, and then wherever I find something, I threw a couple of Keith Haring things up here when I went to the exhibition. Of course, if you're into American football, I got my New Orleans Saints. I got this, and then I got some Bob Marley over there. And only thing I'm lacking is,
Would you say a bra or
a
something?
bra and panties.
bra
that I
would be
plan
great.
To, I plan to mount them at the top of the van and put a couple
Yeah.
of lights in them, a couple of double D cup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and, like lighting up,
Yeah.
watching over us.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Not-
But
not-
yeah, I just threw a bunch of stuff in here, man. It's just, I like art.
Yeah.
And I just threw some stuff in here just to chill, create an
good.
atmosphere, you know?
Yeah.
Not sure if the bra would be a good idea now. If you think about this whole Me Too.
Yeah,
movement.
especially a van.
Yeah.
A bra in a
Oh.
van.
Two black dudes
What's with the
locked
word
up.
van? Because it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to your van and do a podcast. Like if I was like, hey, let's do it in a truck, or I got a sedan, but it's like a van. There's a
van.
bra in the back of his van.
Wow.
Like that's
Whose bra is it?
what's with vans.
Yeah.
That-
I love
that-
vans.
Well, yeah.
Shaggin' wagons, baby.
All right. So Cliff, how long have you been here? In 7 years in Japan.
6 years.
6 years.
Yep.
Why'd you come over?
Long story short, I met my wife. She's Japanese.
Yeah,
I
mine
met-
too.
Okay, his
And
too.
mine too.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a commonality right there.
Yeah.
I met my wife in New
No,
York.
me too in Japan.
No, me too. Yeah, me
Isn't
too.
that great?
But not me too.
Isn't
not
that
that
great?
me too.
You never have to have that conversation
Exactly.
with your Japanese girl.
Yeah, so I met my wife in New York City where I lived, and we did a long distance relationship for a while, and eventually I moved over here. I did some time in the service, not here in Japan, but
Military?
yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
did some time in Italy, and yeah.
Did you
And
see some shit or
some shit? Like, what do you mean?
combat?
No.
No.
We don't see combat.
No.
Navy people.
Yeah.
For the most part, unless you're like a SEAL or something.
Right.
Special forces. And
Special
some shit
forces,
like that.
yeah. We just out there on a big fucking gray ass carrier. Well, I was on a carrier, but there's other types of ships, and yeah.
What was your position? What was your
I
rank?
did logistics. Nothing special, nothing exciting. So just deal with a lot of logistics, a lot of parts and stuff, and things coming in.
When recently, like, there's been some really crazy accidents with some U.S. Navy ships.
Yeah.
Some like hacking going on with the satellite GPS, I think, and then there was some ramming that happened in the Tokyo Bay. Like, these are supposed to be the most advanced ships in the world, but they couldn't avoid colliding with a cargo ship.
Yeah.
What's going on?
That I can't even answer
Like,
that
as a
question.
logistics guy from the Navy, when you see something like that or hear about like that, what do you think?
What I thought about was, and Buddha probably could add to this too, is like from the security standpoint. So like meaning that when we out to sea, there's a security force and there's a watch force, right? So people are supposed to be on the watch 24/7. I mean, we rotate, if you have the watch, and then, you switch with somebody. So I was just trying to imagine, being out there before. I was like, why wouldn't they see a huge ass cargo ship
Yeah.
coming their way? Like,
Yeah, we're not talking like some pirate thing.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like a group of 5 or 6 people in a dinghy.
yeah,
It's a cargo ship.
yeah,
It's a cargo
huge ass
ship.
cargo ship.
Bigger than a carrier.
Yeah, and if you got
And slow as shit.
yeah,
Slow as shit.
exactly.
Yeah.
And if you got a 24-hour watch going on, then
Yeah.
somebody should be able to see that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Buddha. But
I think it just, I don't know the exact details of why it happened. I'm pretty sure they keep a lot of that shit secret, right?
Yeah.
But I was on an aircraft carrier too, and just to piggyback on what he was talking about, yeah, we have watches that watch in addition to the technology that they use, and so obviously it just came down to somebody dropping the ball. And one thing about, being in the, prior military myself, it's called paying attention to detail. And obviously somebody dropped the ball not to see, something that big, getting like that close. So I would just say that it was one of those shit happens things that a lot of heads were rolling, I guess,
Yeah.
after the fact, But yeah, I think it just came down to not paying attention to detail.
Some people think that the Chinese managed to hack into the satellite technology.
Or it could have been that 400-pound dude in the sitting on the couch
In the mess.
Yeah.
Taking
Yeah.
too long in the head.
Yeah, reaching for a pizza or some shit,
you said there was some recent hacking.
Yeah, I thought so.
I haven't
that
been
was like
keeping
one
up, but-
idea,
Okay.
like,
Okay.
Whatever. It could be a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
but,
It's so tough
at the
to.
same time, it's like a lot of the parts being used in U.S. infrastructure are manufactured in China, and
Which is true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
you can easily just put a chip in there, which was
Yeah.
witnessed recently with some processing boards, and then activated a few years later, and you got
Wow.
like a piggyback network. Yeah,
That's some deep shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
definitely a possibility.
But I will say this about the Navy, and I'm pretty sure Cliff could would agree with me that I will say the Navy is an awesome organization, but things do happen. Accidents do happen. People do drop the ball from time to time. But other than that, working out, I've done 2 tours on aircraft carriers, and man, it's a precision machine out there. But yeah, things can happen. It just goes to show you that. And it's not the first time they've had accidents, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it won't be the last, because things happen. But other than that, I got to tip my hat to the Navy, to the military in general. But man, it's a precision organization. When we were out there on the aircraft carrier, everybody knew their job. All the departments knew what the hell to do, and everybody had to be on point, or you will be held accountable. Sort of like people were held accountable for the accident. It just, heads will roll.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess to finish it up, this was after my service time. I just decided to move here because it just made more sense. My wife, she has a pretty good career here in Tokyo, and
That's good. Mine too.
and I was just thinking like, oh, I'll move over here because I had interest in Japan anyway, so I'll give it a shot, and it's been working for me.
How
for
would you
6
compare
years.
it to New York?
Tokyo, New
Yeah.
York?
Never been
Okay.
to New York.
Yeah, so a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
That's the commonality. Shit ton of people. It's the city, so there's a lot to do in both places, both cities. But I think there's a lot more diversity in New York City.
Yeah.
And just the personality of the city, the people is totally different. It's polar opposites, I think.
My impression of New York is that it's a lot more. Tokyo's artsy, but for me, like New York is more culturally artsy, and going out to comedy clubs and going out to shows and blues shows. You can do that in Tokyo too, but it doesn't feel like that's Tokyo. Once you live here for a
Yes.
while.
Right.
And,
That's a good point.
Adding to that point, I used to say this. So there's people. We got a lot of countries, right? But I used to always say that in New York City, you can probably find one person from every country in this world, and it's just that's just attest to the diversity in New York City. I've met so many different kind of people in New York City, and it's actually it's actually the reason why I'm here, because I used to work at a hotel, and to make a long story short, I met a Japanese lady there. She worked there, and she started teaching me Japanese, and that kind of got the ball rolling for my interest with Japanese and Japan, and luckily I met my wife, and it just all worked out that way. But if I didn't meet that lady, I don't think I would be in Japan.
Right.
Yeah,
It's crazy Japanese
Yeah.
birds
I'm
taking
telling you.
control over lives.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Sometimes the
Damn
people.
women just.
I guess I'm doing this now forever.
Yeah.
Because of this person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye my life and culture in another land where
Yeah,
I'm from.
yeah.
Buddha, how about you've been here for 36 years? You were saying?
37.
37.
Yeah, and it's been wonderful. I came over here in the U.S. Navy. Unlike
Okinawa or
no, Yokosuka.
Yokosuka? Okay.
And have you ever heard of the USS Midway?
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
That
famous.
was the carrier that I was on from 80 to 83 and from 86 to 89. And I came over here in Japan. I felt it was destiny because I was always interested in Japan, and so I was like, man, one day I'm going to go to Japan, right? I'll join the Navy. I'm going to get to Japan some way or somehow. And so what it was, when I was going to school, going to what they call A school, teaching the basics of, it was in Millington, Tennessee, teaching us the basics of aircraft theory and all this, that, and the other, right? Because I ended up being an aircraft mechanic, right? And during that time, me and this one dude, man, we partied. we didn't study worth a shit, right?
Okay.
And so this is going to be how I got to Japan, And so what happened was we had all these smart-ass students in our class. So just to make a long story short, they averaged, my average was an 81 in class, a C average. The next lowest average to mine was a 94. They studied, they didn't party. Me and my bud studied and partied. Well, didn't study and party. Well, we thought we were studying, but obviously, based on our scores, we didn't study a lot. But anyway, it came down to, your orders or places where the Navy's going to send you, right? They call them orders. You are ordered to go there.
Okay.
So these are where you're going to get stationed. So they had Japan and Cuba at the bottom, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, right? And so they had all these orders. So I guess all the other students.
Cliff is like, no.
Yeah. I heard they had good cigars there. But anyway,
That's about it.
they had all these students that had no interest in going overseas. So they all chose stateside billets, right? And so the last two came to me and my buddy. I had an 81 average. He had a 79 average. And the guy looked at me and said, okay, it's down to you two. Where you want to go? And I was like, okay, you got Yokosuka, Japan.
Yokosuka.
Man, that ain't Tokyo. Hell, I want to go to Tokyo. And you got Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Whoa.
Scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I'll take this Yokosuka, Japan, but I'm going to talk to him about getting me to Tokyo. Right. Not knowing that Tokyo don't have a military base, so to speak.
Right.
So anyway, that's how I ended up in Japan.
Holy
so I just
shit.
got over here and hated it, and then ended up loving it. Met the woman of my dreams. Been married to her for 31 years. Yeah, over 31 years, and got a 30-year-old daughter, and just been here kicking ever since, man, and love it to death. And,
all right.
And it's. I'm the type person that believes in wherever you're happy, that's home.
Sure.
So I don't have to live in America or whatever. Because I had a friend who said, man, he was over here 20-some years, and he said,
Some
I'm
people
not going
are
to mention his name.
really connected to their land.
Yeah.
Like the
He
graves
said that,
and things like that.
dude, I'm afraid to die here. I was like, man, but you love it over here. You've been over here like 26 years. He said, yeah, man, dude, but I'm afraid to die here.
That's a really
like-
interesting point.
I was like, bro, and I'm just an open, free thinker. Some people think that I'm too open, but I looked at him and say, hey, bro, if you dead, you don't know where the fuck you at. They could throw your ass in a goddamn landfill. You ain't gonna know. And I say, what if you die before you leave to go to the States to die? Oh, I see what's gonna happen. You're gonna die here, but you're gonna stay alive until you get to the States, and then once you land in America, then you'll be officially dead. Bro, it don't matter where you die at. That's my mindset. But
That's
he was just
interesting.
dead set on it. So he moved to the States like about maybe 10 years ago,
die?
right?
Yeah.
But he said that he was afraid to die here in Japan. And I can't connect to that, because when you're dead, it's like, do you really know where the fuck you are?
You're just a pile of bones.
Yeah.
But there's the concept of where I don't want to die here.
I don't want to die here. You want to live here.
Where do you want to live? Where do you want to die?
When you were screwing all the women, you were happy to be here.
Yeah.
But
When
it's time to die,
I
want to die there.
It's interesting because you're right. It really doesn't matter. But then there's the idea that maybe you want to be where your family's at when you die, right? Surrounded by your family. So Cliff, are you scared to die in Japan?
Ooh.
I'm not.
No.
No, I'm not going to even try to think too much about this.
What about the concept? What about the concept of fearing where you die? How about that?
Nah, no fear.
No fear.
I've
Just die.
What I've always said about death is just the pain. But
Yeah.
dying, where I die,
Where your ashes go.
eh,
Yeah.
whatever.
I believe in what my grandpa told me. Every time he gets drunk, he talk a little crazy shit.
Oh,
Even though
good.
people wouldn't think he would talk that shit. My grandfather said, I want to die having sex. I want to die on some pussy. I was like, come and go at the same time.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever you call that. That's not a bad way to go. What do you think, Cliff?
Must be weird for the chick.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I wonder would the semen suddenly
This
turn cold?
motherfucker died.
This motherfucker died on top of me. and he smiled.
Yeah. She's got to be in cowgirl, otherwise you could crush.
And he's 260 pounds,
Yeah.
and he's on top of me, and he's going into rigor mortis, and I can't get this.
Got a dead dick inside of
Yeah, so that to me, it don't matter where you die, man. As long as you live your life, and it's gonna come one day, and where it happens, who knows? But who knows? I might die here in Japan and still be alive and unaware, and then once I land in America, will they take my body? I guess I don't know. I don't give a shit where they take my body. I'm dead. But anyway, I guess I'll die there officially.
Yeah. Huh. What about dying in some pussy, Cliff?
That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it was like we said, it would suck for the lady or your wife or your whoever it is, your mistress.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a hell of a way to go out.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
But no pain, right? It wouldn't be any.
I don't. Your heart attack, maybe.
Yeah.
You just orgasm so hard your heart explodes.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's the painful part.
Well, what about you, Matt?
Dying in some pussy?
Yeah.
The old coitus mortem.
Post.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be kind of weird. Is it the type of death where you come and then you go to sleep and never wake up again?
Now, that'd be cool.
Or like
is
you
it
said,
like
the heart attack.
the heart attack where you're you're rattling around on the bed, gasping? I don't know.
Yeah.
And the vibration of your penis, and she's going.
What if it was
Driving her
bad
wild.
sex and you're dying and the woman is looking at you in total disbelief, like you came that quickly, you fucking inadequate man, and then you die?
Well,
Whoa.
you wouldn't give a shit because you'd be dead, right?
Yeah.
You'd be thinking like, I could have done better with this
I know,
final puss.
Yeah. Or she'll say, hey, paramedics, resuscitate his ass so I can embarrass him and humiliate him and then let him die.
Oh yeah, you're dying, and she's like taking a picture of you and putting it on Instagram. Like, this motherfucker just died, and he couldn't even fuck me right. And then she clicks send, and then you die.
Yeah. Ooh. But
then, as you're dying, as the light is fading, she's showing you the picture on Instagram, and all of the likes are coming up, and a whole bunch of comments about your inadequacies are being talked about, and then she's like, "I'm getting offers to get fucking fucked so much right now," and then you die.
Wow. That sounds like a viral Facebook post.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, you know what? Then again, that could have an opposite effect, because if a guy died in your pussy, guys would be afraid to fuck her. Would you think?
Oh yeah, she would have the Black Widow cunt.
Yeah.
Cunt widow.
Yeah, cunt widow. Scared the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Oh, hey man, that girl, yeah, I'm gonna knock the bottom out of it. No, dog.
Cunt widow.
Cunt widow. Oh. And then she's just angry, and she's getting fucked up off of drugs, and she's depressed because this motherfucker died and I can't get no more dick.
Yeah. So
Oh, she could use a fake dick.
I guess we can say it's a great way to go.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Overall,
Yeah, wouldn't give a fuck about what the bitch thought because you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got your rocks off one last time.
There you go.
All right. What have you, Cliff? You've only been here like in comparison.
Yes.
So I don't know. Like, you came here after the smartphone was released and invented, kind of, and it's become really popular now. But Cliff, you've been here. Buddha, you've been here. Like, you've seen the changes.
Absolutely.
How do you view the effect of this? I think about this a lot. The effect of the smartphone on society. You ever give this a thought? You ever look around and go, shit, that's different. That's a different kind of different.
Well, it means that I didn't have to pack around a bunch of fucking 10 yen coins to use the green phone. I didn't have to go and buy a phone card, and I could let her know that I was going to be late. I don't. Well, I think it's a good thing. I could. I think it's a good thing. But yeah, I've seen the changes, because before, when cell phones first came out over here, they were expensive as fuck, like $1,500 or $2,000.
Whoa.
Right. Yeah. I had my friends, they were like, man, yeah, my girl got me this cell phone when it first came out, man. It cost like $1,500. I was like, whoa, I think I'll just walk around with this pocket full of coins or go buy me a phone card or some shit. And back then, the Iranian dudes were selling the fake phone cards, man. And they were, hey, brother, you don't need to buy the phone card from 7-Eleven. You could buy one from us, and it will last longer. And so they had that scam going. So actually,
where were they at? Where were the Iranians at?
They up in Tokyo.
Yogi Park, or were they?
Yeah, Yogi Park, or they see you on the street saying, hey, or they see you coming out of a phone booth, they say, hey, brother, would you like to get a phone card? And I was like, yeah, this one could last you so much longer, and we'll sell it to you for 2,000 or 3,000 yen or some shit, So it was like, nah, I never did it, because I was thinking, man, if this motherfucker don't work, now I got to spend my whole day trying to hunt down this motherfucker to get my money back. And shit, But it was quite different, because you had to go to the phone, you had to use the phone, and you walked around society and you saw things. Like now you're walking around in Tokyo and you're seeing kids. I mean, I'm thinking, I'm a young dude. If I was a young dude, right, in my 20s, I do not want to be walking the streets with all these fine-ass women walking around me looking at a damn phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen it. And actually, I think it's a great thing, I mean, hey, if I didn't know where a place was, you know how hard it is to find buildings
Tokyo,
and
it's tough.
find bars and this, that, and the other. Now you just type the shit into Google Maps and it'll tell you 300 meters this way, here, here's the building, you're good. So I think I love it better than back in the day.
Okay.
Well, you had to depend on a chick.
Oh, yeah.
And so she kind of like had you by the balls because, Japanese wasn't that good, so you had to depend on her, which means you couldn't play the field.
That's
as
right.
effectively.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Okay. Yeah, Cliff?
Yeah, I've been saying that a lot too. Like, especially when I'm trying to find, events and stuff, like buildings. And just yesterday, I went to an event and I was like having a little bit of trouble trying to find it. I'm like, I always think, I wonder how was it back then when you didn't have Google Maps? Like, how hard was it to find shit? It was
hard,
in Tokyo, yeah.
It meant that you asked Japanese.
And they don't know where it is either.
Exactly.
They don't know where it is. So the Japanese will ask the other Japanese. And next thing you know, man, you've communicated with a bunch of people and you made friends.
Sure, that's also possible.
And you still didn't get to where the fuck you were trying to go.
Yeah.
But it was cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I get frustrated with the
So you were here pre-Google Map days?
Yeah.
Okay.
I came here in 2006.
Okay.
And then the iPhone was released in 2008,
Uh-huh.
but it didn't really pick up until like 2010, 2011.
Right.
And then 4G, which was 2012, which allowed for high quality streaming.
Yeah.
A battery life increase. That's when shit really took off. So
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird because I don't know. I'm beginning to bump into kids, like 8-year-olds are coming out of shops and like running into the street and like running into me, like looking at their smartphones.
Yeah.
And I kind of go, if that, like, and I ask myself, if that kid gets hit by a car, would I help them? Is this just like the Darwin effect? Or is this like we need to thin out the herd and we're going to ramp up the Darwin effect and we're going to get as many stupid people killed as quickly as possible?
Plan of the man, as we called it back in the 70s.
Plan of the man.
Yeah. Getting population controlled and shit.
If I see somebody walking with a smartphone and they get into an accident, I don't know. Are we obligated to help them?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they have a good Samaritan law here in Japan. Maybe I'll just take their phone and grab their minutes. Hey, you got a pocket Wi-Fi? Check that motherfucker's pocket.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it becomes an issue. Like, I don't know who shared this with me, but I saw a video not too long ago. Some lady just walked out in the middle of the street and car came by, smack. Pow!
Oh yeah.
that you?
I sent
And
that to
lifted
you.
her up in the air, and
And she was hit by a van too.
it was a van.
Oh, that hurt me. Yeah, that
There was a
really,
bra in the back.
Yeah, it was a bra. Hey, bro, I mean, my heart goes out to her and her family, but bro, she went like 20 feet in the air. I was like, whoa. But that's what they call responsibility, man.
Yeah.
Watch where keep. I don't know, man.
I'm kind of like the paranoid guy, right? So I'm always like looking around me and kind of going, what's going on? What's going on? When I see people just like casually strolling around, walking across traffic with like a phone, I'm like, dude.
And
Yeah,
you know,
you're asking for it.
Yeah.
I do it at times, but sometimes I catch myself. But yeah,
On Facebook, they had this one chick, man, this sister, black lady, for people who don't understand when a black dude say sister. But this sister was walking in a department store. And, in some department stores, they have these big, huge fountains, pools around the fountain.
Yeah.
And she was on her cell phone. And she just was looking at her phone, and she just fell right into the water, and everybody just laughed. But guess what a lot of people did, too? They grabbed their phones and started filming.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Why couldn't you, instead of pushing your phone out, why don't you reach your hand out and help her out of the water,
Yeah.
But also, you could look at some porn while your wife is shopping, I guess. That's
also good. Get the Instagram models going.
Yeah. Oh, Kim Kardashian did this?
All right. You were mentioning the word sister, right?
Yeah.
And
no, sister.
Sister. Okay.
Sister.
Sure.
Sista. So let's do it one more time. Sister.
Sister.
No, you got to sister.
Sister.
Yeah, sister.
Sister.
There you go now.
You got your sister.
Yeah, got the sister.
Okay.
Well, some guys say sister.
Sister.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But yeah, you got to put your diaphragm into that.
See,
shit.
I like this regional language, I think, do you guys not worry, but like when there's like a lot of control going on with language these days.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it's like it's all based on one type of person, right? Trying to make rules for everybody else. Like, a pack of fags in England is not anything whereas he's a fine cunt in England is an okay thing to say. It doesn't mean what it means. So, do you guys ever wonder, like, do you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to get at here?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Like you can't say this, but you can say this because people from this over here place are telling you can't say it.
Yes.
Because it might offend somebody, but the way that you're using it is not the way that they're using it.
Yes.
But now I can't use it.
Wow.
And I can understand, like, not walking up to like a couple of gay guys and saying like, it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, you fucking faggots, right? Like, I don't think anyone's advocating for that, but there's like this real kind of. Do you know? Like, is this in your mind? Because it's kind of in my mind.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So like,
with several words, you got, like you said, like these days with the whole progression of the LGBT movement, fags is not a good thing to say. I think gay is safe. You can say gay, but when you say fag, it's demeaning.
It was safe back in the day.
Yeah.
Because we used to say, hey, man, I feel happy and gay today, which meant back then happy.
Yeah.
So now they stole our fucking word, man.
The rainbow.
But you know what? Those to me, I looked at the other gay as just like one of those words I saw in a dictionary. But who said that shit? I've never.
Yeah.
Because you didn't grow
up. Who said that I'm gay?
It was phasing out. I remember when I was like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like around Christmas time, or you would watch some older episodes of TV.
Okay. Right.
People would be like, "Oh, it was a gay time," and it was campy, but it wasn't. It had anything to do with lesbians or gay people, right?
Yeah.
So it was more of a Christian thing.
Really?
It was like gaiety.
Yeah.
And so it kind of comes from like a really kind of white Lutheran Christian culture where you would put on a nice dress and put something on the turntable and maybe do some swing dancing and somebody would prepare like a roast chicken and have some wine and it would be a gay time.
Yeah, which meant it was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the gay 90s?
Huh?
I think the 1890s, late 1800s, they called it the gay 90s or something. Might want to look that up or something.
Sure.
But it was a thing called the gay 90s, and it had nothing to do with sexual orientation at all.
Yeah.
So
but it was really coming out of. I remember when I was 5 or 6. Somebody said gay in the traditional way, and other people started laughing because we kind of knew that it meant like dicks in your ass.
Yeah. I've just always looked at it as the gay as in happy. I've just always looked at it as one of those words that's in a dictionary that nobody ever uses. But I guess
it's totally. I can understand that word. Like I'm okay for the change, but I'm the policing aspect of it.
I'm
just you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, getting too uptight, man. Like, let's look at the word hoe.
yeah,
Now, that's a garden utensil. I remember my grandpa used to say back in the day,
died in a hoe.
he's like, all right, y'all go grab a couple of hoes and let's go out here and break this ground.
Damn, know
And
what I'm
I
saying?
say that these days, man, let's go grab a couple of hoes and everybody's ready to prosecute my ass. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because it's still considered that, but since they've taken the language and bastardized it or some
Sure,
shit.
yeah.
And
But when would you ever use that though? The other way.
well, if you was a country person,
yeah, if
you
you was
were
a country,
familiar
but
with it.
if
Yeah.
you can't be saying that in Tokyo or in
Well, I mean,
somewhere
you
in
can't
the-
say it these days. I would say since the '80s or some shit like that. Well, maybe they had a store that sold garden tools or
Yeah.
something like that in the
Gotcha.
city.
Where's the hoe section?
Yeah, where the hoe section?
Yeah. Why are you asking me?
Yeah, me too, motherfucker. Anyway, yeah.
Got any Me Too hoes?
Yeah, me too, hoes. Yeah, gotta watch yourself now, man.
Yeah.
That'd be a nice prank video. Go in some store in a garden store, man. Hey, where's the hoe section?
Yeah, know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I
Give
got a couple of
winks.
hoes for sale, and then they'll look at you and say, "What?" You say that to a couple of cops. Say, "No, I'm just trying to sell these garden tools, man. These are
Yeah.
hoes."
Yeah.
And the cops, "Hey, get the fuck out of here."
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
But yeah.
The gardener was keeping hose in his garage. We got so anything to add about that? About the language policing. I often find that it's like really white people that do it more so than anybody else.
Everybody's so fucking offended
Yeah.
these days.
We police. I would guess we
Yeah, we do
police
too.
the N word,
Yeah.
which is problematic, I guess, to say the least. And I've heard different perspectives on this. Some people, some black people, don't agree with using the word at all, with giving it a different meaning or a term of endearment, as we put it.
Sure.
They don't agree with it at all. But and these are probably people from an older generation. But my generation, I grew up using it a lot.
Yeah.
I've broken away from it a lot these days. I don't use it as much as I used to use it.
I used to say the word, it's not the same, but the word fuck a lot, but then
Yeah.
you just kind of use it and
Yeah.
it's kind of lazy. You
And
know?
then it's based on who I'm talking to. Like if I'm talking
Yeah.
to like a real close friend back home, Brooklyn, New York, they use it all the time.
Yeah.
And, so I use it. I kind of get in that zone. But out here,
no reason to.
no reason to,
Yeah.
really.
Like I don't, it's different, but I don't say like Canadians say a.
Yeah.
I never say the word a when I'm outside of Canada.
Exactly.
What's a A?
A is Canada. Canadians like to say a, like Japanese say net.
Yeah.
And we it's nice today, eh? And that kind of means, hey,
Oh.
over to you, join in on my conversation.
Oh, okay.
So, but I said it, and you don't have no reason. So this is interesting because I was listening to some podcasts and from some guys from New York, and they're saying like they hear the N word on the subway so much that like Chinese students studying in New York are hearing the N-word so much, but they don't have the historical connotation. So then
Right.
they start using it because they're living in that setting and they don't know anything about slavery and discrimination and all that. So they're just picking it up naturally, but so the words being transmitted to these people, and they might be saying it all the fucking time, but they have no idea about the
Exactly,
historical.
yeah.
So when the word gets opened up like that into a public setting, it's going to transmit, and you never know where it's going to go.
I'll tell you real quick. I was here in Tokyo hanging out with some friends one day, and there was this guy I met. Well, I was hanging out with them, Korean guy. And, he's very much into hip-hop. He's a rapper.
Oh, I remember you. Yeah.
And, doing the whole hip-hop thing, right? And so he started using the word around me and, not towards me, but just saying it. And I knew it wasn't, I knew he was trying to use it the way we use it.
Right.
And I wasn't too offended by it, but I just felt uncomfortable because what I felt was that he was just trying to play this role to the T. Like, I'm a rapper. I do this. I got the clothes. I got the hat. I got the language down pat.
Asians like copying, right?
Yeah,
So-
exactly. So
yeah.
that allowed him. That gave him the.
Yes,
Yes.
like a motherfucker.
And that gave him the freedom to just say it. And I'm just like, okay. Now, so, I mean, and other people might think differently or feel differently about his usage of the word. But for me, I just like, okay, he's trying to be something that he's not.
Yeah.
Well, now,
There's the authenticity wasn't
Exactly.
picking up. Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah. No, I mean, but it's sort of like brothers be like,
interesting.
Yeah.
yo, this is my N word, right?
Yeah.
To another brother, maybe to the Korean dude, other Korean dudes is his N word. But
fucked
I'm
up.
an older
Yeah.
cat, right?
Yeah.
I'm 20 years older than Cliff, right? And I tell people that back in the 70s, back in the day, we kept it in the community. As a matter of fact, one of my friends scolded me, or in other words, hood talk. He got deep in my ass for saying, not literally, of course, but he jumped my case. And I'm giving all these different translations because they're probably saying, what, your friend fucked you in the ass for saying? No, but anyway, he got on my case about calling him that in front of, he said, man, don't you never call me that in front of white people. What's wrong with you? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, dog.
Wow.
But that was the way it was back in the day when I was growing up in our area. We kept it in the community.
Yeah.
You may have heard a couple of black guys arguing and the word came out of anger or something like that, but we tried to keep it in the community. But when the 80s came out, the NWA, which I love me some NWA now, but when they came out, they started just using the word out in the open, like you were saying earlier. And so I had to change my attitude in as far as my inner peace with it in relationship to the word. So I came up to a conclusion about over 20 years ago, back in the early 90s. I said, I no longer will be offended by this word.
Okay.
And I tell people it's offensive, but it's not offensive to me because I told people that, hey, you as a hip hopper, why are you getting mad because a Japanese kid is mimicking the N-word that's in the damn song that is making these guys money?
Yeah.
If you don't like that guy using the N-word, then tell him not to buy your damn album. Oh, you want to take his money? I kind of like deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So don't be offended by it.
Because you're putting it out there.
You're putting it out
Right,
there and you're profiting from it.
Yeah.
So now you want to say this is your word and it's just to me, it's simple. If you didn't want it out there to be used out in the public, then hey, don't do it.
Yeah.
But since you did it, deal with it.
There's a responsibility involved, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
So, because I was in a nightclub bouncing in Roppongi, right? Me and my man, dude named Joe, back in the day, we were bouncing in this nightclub part time, right? And this one black dude, he was a rapper, right? This one brother, he was rapping. He's not a mainstream famous rapper, but, he's doing his local thing here.
Yeah.
And so he had his boy, I can't think of the name. I think it was Sakahachi or something he went by, MC Sakahachi.
Okay.
And so my man say, hey, I just want to let y'all know I appreciate y'all coming to my show. And here's my N-word, doggy dog. And here's my N-word, Sakahachi. And I could see Sakahachi, son. So he was like trembling and like, oh, all these black dudes around. He just called me his N-word. It just, I could see him being uncomfortable. But I just feel that if you're opening it up like that and you're using it out to where the world could hear it, then why the hell are you complaining or getting angry over a word? And it also goes to the Kendrick Lamar concert where he gave the mic to a white chick.
Right, yeah, she was singing the lyrics.
And she was singing the lyrics.
She dropped an M-bomb.
My N-words. I hate using the word N-word, man.
I know,
I'm so just open and blunt.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn.
Sure.
But anyway, she was saying it. And I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about it, right? And so he took the mic from her. And Joe Rogan said, I didn't know about that part, but he said there was like over 1,500 white kids who love his music. And again, he's profiting from their, they're making him money. And they all in unison said, my N-word. And Joe Rogan say, I wonder what Kendrick Lamar would do. I'm not quoting Joe, but I'm just kind of paraphrasing. Is he going to go out there and try to kick 1,500 white kids' ass? I mean, no. you are making money off of putting that word out there.
Yeah. How
You
much
put
does
the
that
mic
concert
in her.
cost, do you think? $85?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least.
And times that by 1,000.
Yeah.
500 people.
Exactly.
Would you
And-
take the money?
Yeah, and you put it out there. So take
Yeah.
the response. That's just my true feelings about it.
That's
It
interesting.
doesn't mean that I'm any less black than anybody else. I'm just the type dude that believe in my inner peace, and I don't see what you're stressing over if you're putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's my feeling.
That's the ultimate word right there. It's kind of interesting that you're like talking about the idea of the community or the people that use the word kind of trying to use it in their own way. And like that makes sense to me because it's more of an organic control. But this kind of thing that I get, like I open up my smartphone and then it's just like, you can't say these words now. And I'm like, well, who's this person telling me I can't?
What the fuck happened to freedom?
What happened there? Like if like the word retarded.
Like,
Like it's actually a technical
Don't get me
term.
started on that.
If you're going to be like operating engines and stuff like that, you need to use the word to retard an engine. And in French, it just means you're late. Like in France, you go on the train, it says en retard. It just means late. And if you are late for class as well, it's like en retard. It's on your record. Yeah. So
makes sense.
Are we going to inject this meaning that these people have in like Silicon Valley or whatever into a whole culture and a whole language? Because the word doesn't have that connotation at all, like the word gay, and words can change and shit like that.
Yes.
But the idea of like social engineering, and copy cookie cutter kind of stuff, and just
that's
saying,
bullshit. Yeah,
that's what gets to me.
So
Yeah,
you
it's
say the word
interesting,
retard means, or
Late.
retarded means late. And so I guess that's the word tardy comes from, I guess, right?
That's right. Yes.
So shit. I guess I'm a retard because I'm always fucking late.
There you go.
I guess to my wife I'm a retard. But yeah, you can't. You're looking at a person who, of course, is not mentally challenged, as they said.
Yeah.
And you say, "Hey, man, you fucking retard."
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you gotta go and explain
And what are you supposed
yourself.
to say? Because like your friend's doing something stupid, and then like what are you supposed to say instead of retarded? Like
Yeah.
what are you supposed to say? What do you like? What's the other word that you want to thumb screw your friend?
Yeah.
Hey, you
Yeah.
guy that's not doing the thing right. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, you're the guy not doing the thing right.
You
Yeah.
fucking late guy.
You're late person.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Late.
Well, I guess comedians would be broke as hell if they had to speak like that in front of their audience because their audience demands that shit,
Yeah.
And that's to me that's where the confusion comes. That's where probably why a lot of people are taking drugs and shit because of this social shit. Because now it's like one rapper, I think his name was Shine or something like that. He was in prison or something. And they asked him, "Why do you use all these nasty words, this terrible language?" He said, "Man, that's what my market wants." He said, "I can't eat if I don't do that."
That's interesting.
And so, but it seems like
The
society
market of
wants
bad
to,
words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
comedians say, "Well, hell, I can't make money on a craft that I've been working on half my damn life if I don't cuss." But to me, a word, it's just a word. People get over it.
It's weird, isn't it?
I bet you that guy that won the $1.6 billion in the lottery was like, "Oh, fuck." Oh, I don't want the money because I used
Yeah,
to fuck.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna give it to
I'm
charity.
not retarded anymore.
Yeah.
And, especially with
Dude.
within the black culture, we use a lot of different words.
Yeah.
Give them different meanings. Like, I probably could have a conversation with my friend, and you can be sitting around, and you'll probably be lost just with us using some of the words
The
that we
nomenclature.
use. Yeah. So, like for example,
And I think that's cool, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
I love going to places and like looking at how they use language.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
beautiful.
I'm super fascinated by it.
Yeah.
And like the fact that some people want to come in and go, no, because to me that's not a nice word. So don't say it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are some of the expressions that I wouldn't get?
Like there's so many different ways to say money, so many different words to use to describe money.
Well, can you give me a few? Can you toss a few into
well,
the
like
hat?
real old ones like cheese,
Oh yeah,
paper. You might have heard of paper.
Paper.
Bread.
bread, clams.
Yeah. More recent, chicken.
chicken.
Yeah,
Got some chicken.
don't tell me how this. I don't know. Don't ask me how this came about. But yeah.
Ducats.
Yeah.
What about axe?
Never heard of that one.
No, instead of ask, you say axe.
Oh, it's that New York accent, maybe?
What are you talking
Like,
about?
I'll ask you a question. I'll ask you a question.
Yeah, you're right. I never thought about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Because like that really jumps out at me.
Yeah.
I'll ask you a question. I'll ask you a question. Like in Canada, we'd never say that.
Yeah.
And in England, they say things like "I was sat there," instead "I was sitting there," which sounds just retarded to me, right?
Sounds retarded.
And we sound retarded. It's just a bunch of retards talking to each other, having a conversation.
Really? So like, axe didn't pop up?
No, I didn't.
No?
I never thought of that. No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
But sometimes, like when I was growing up in the black culture, we would pluralize
Because I wanted to
words.
ask you about axe, like
Yeah.
just genuinely. Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
No, we were plural. We would make words plural that
Yeah.
like actually wasn't. Like, for example, yes, this. Let me see what can example it. This one dude used to use it all the time. Yeah. God.
knowledge
Lost my
is-
train of thought. No.
Thinkings?
Like. Of course, there's the word likes, right? But he used to say, instead of saying "I like that," he'll say "I likes that,"
Yeah. I've
or
heard
he'll
about that.
he'll say
Yeah.
"I's likes that,"
That's
And that was
really
just the way we. And some people will say, "No, it's supposed to be like." I'm like, "No, you ain't us. So get the fuck out
Yeah.
of here."
He's just trying to communicate. Like
Yeah,
he's just
yeah.
trying to have a style.
Yeah.
But going back to money, we used to call it ducats. Yo, man, that motherfucker better have my ducats when I show up.
Does ducat mean anything else? Like,
don't
because
know. I
chicken
never-
obviously means money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
understood what
Chicken
ducats.
means something else, right?
Cheese means
Yeah.
cheese.
Yeah, and it's hard as a motherfucker to catch a duck to cook him and eat him. So shit,
Ducats.
ducats. Yeah, but that's what they used to say when I was growing up.
That's
Hey,
hilarious.
motherfucker, where my ducats? You know you owe me $50, man. Where my ducats?
Ah.
So
And also with like North American culture, the language developed with people that didn't have like formal education. Like
Yes.
Europe has so much formal education that people can learn 3 or 4 languages when they're growing up. But
Yes.
like out west in America
Yes.
and in Canada, up until very recently, was actually very wild. And you had all these different people from all over the place speaking English as kind of a second language. And they're smart, but they don't have the vocabulary. So they
Right.
kind of combine these simple words together to create abstractions.
Yeah.
sort of like
It's
us,
kinda-
sort of like us guys who don't speak fluent Japanese. We just Japanglish or some shit
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mushy bye bye.
Yeah.
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 Right on.
That's
okay.
interesting, though, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. All right.
Yeah. Mushy.
Mushy mushy.
Yeah, I thought she was telling me about her breast. Oh, they're mushy. Oh,
Yeah.
why you
Fermy,
told us-
Fermy.
Fermy. Squeezy.
Squeezy, squeezy. What's on your mind? These things that I'm bringing up are like things that are on my mind, and we get a podcast, and we can just kind of like, hey, what's this? You know?
Yeah.
What's on your minds, like Cliff?
These days?
Yeah, like when you have like these, like I'm just talking about shit that's bubbling in the back of my brain. I'm like,
Oh.
what's going on there? And I talk to you guys about it. We hammer something out.
Yes, I'm stuck on that one. I mean, these days, because the podcast just takes so much out of me.
Yeah.
I can't really think about it. I can't even retain a lot of other stuff besides the podcast. I'm just like,
What
I'm
kind
always
of
thinking about. But
what kind of feedback are you getting on the podcast?
Some good comments, fairly good. The sound quality has always been something that I was like my pet peeve, and
Me too. When I was
Buddha
beginning.
knows this, and
Yeah.
I think
We
he
deserve good audio.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I think he was more content than I was with the sound, and I was
Yeah.
just always trying to
Man,
find
this
a
shit
way.
sound good. Fuck it, I could hear it clearly.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
trying to find a way to make it better. And
Are you a musician?
No,
No.
I guess I'm a perfectionist
Perfectionist.
that
yeah.
never achieves perfection, but
Yeah.
I strive for it.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I'm happy. I'm satisfied with it as of recent. The last 2 episodes. So
Sounded good.
Yeah.
And what for me, like my downloads, they go up and down, of course.
Yeah.
Like last year, it was like 50% Japan, 50% America, like a little bit here and there, right? But we can say the 2 largest.
Exactly.
What about you?
Same for us. I would say last time I checked, it was like 40-something% U.S., 40-something% Japan, and then like a few other like UK or somewhere else. But yeah, predominantly Japan and U.S.
Recently, I've seen America slide way down. I've kind of been shadow banned on Facebook. They won't let me advertise.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Why is that?
Because of the shit we're talking about.
Gotcha.
Fucking police.
Yeah, so like the
social police.
I've just noticed like they wouldn't let me advertise. And then I noticed like the certain areas in the States that would like get consistent downloads would just start dropping off. I'm like, maybe they just don't like me anymore, and that's fine. But I'm also like wondering if you're seeing shit going weird in the mapping or something.
I have to check. I didn't check in it's been like about a month since I checked.
Okay.
But yeah, that's interesting. You know, and that's something we considered, but at the same time, we were like, fuck it, man. Like, we're just going to be who we are.
Yeah.
You know, I do, you know, I'm all about the rawness, but I'm also about providing quality content. So it's not like, when you listen to us, yeah, you might hear fuck a shit, you know, whatever, but we're going to give you interesting content. We're not going to just give you a whole bunch of shit, you know, and shit talking.
Do you have any plans for the podcast? Like, are you like, because we're coming up to 2019?
Yeah.
And, you know,
yeah, we just want to keep going forward and maybe we're trying to, we'll be talking about sponsorship right now.
Website.
Website.
Yeah.
So
I got a website.
You have a website?
Sponsorship would be interesting. Eh?
Yeah.
What kind of advertising is kind of the hardest thing?
Yeah.
Because
and see, all of these things have gone through my mind at some point, and they're there. I think about them every once in a while, but I'm just kind of slow at like getting it going.
It's hard
and
to
actually
advertise something that you really like connected to.
Yeah.
Like if somebody wants me to promote like something I don't care about, I'm like, dude, you got to check this out.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
If it's like something I was like, I don't know how to promote this thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll see. But we're definitely talking about sponsorship.
Yeah.
Him recently and looking into that. And,
That's cool.
And yeah, just trying to get more interesting guests. And
But I think the most important thing to me, and I always, you know, relay this to him and everything, the most important thing is to enjoy it and have fun and be at the moment, in the moment with who's ever here.
Yeah.
You know, so usually some people, they're a little uptight because he goes to a lot of events. You know, I work weird hours and stuff, so I don't really get to go to the events and stuff. And he meets. So when the people see me, they're a little, you know, I would just say a little, I wouldn't say nervous, but a little, you know, I'm an older cat and I don't shave that much. So I got all this gray showing. And so people are a little
We're in
like,
a van.
well, you know, we're in a
By the way.
van, you know, it's like, am I going to be accosted or something? You know, it's like, nah.
I'm about to be kidnapped. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. If you're able to get away from this van, believe me, my cardio ain't going to catch you, you know. But anyway.
But if you're in the van.
Yeah, if you're in the, you know. But once they get in here, I usually initiate conversation and I'm a pretty straightforward, extroverted dude.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, when they come in the van, I was like, hey, do you cuss? Do you, whatever fucking word you want to use, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You know, as long as we're not like insensitive towards groups of people, I don't give a fuck what you say. And you know, what's this, what's that. So after they conversate with me for a while, I think maybe part of it because of my presence of being an older guy. You know how it is when you're around older people and you're young? You're kind of like, well, you know, I don't really want to maybe offend this old dude or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm one of them type people that I listen to anybody.
Yeah.
I always say, I
Even
always
these
preface
trucks.
my conversation.
I know.
Yeah, I know. It's an interesting looking dude, but I just always tell people, even young people, hey, I don't know everything just because I'm older than you. I stand to be corrected, you know, and I consider myself a good listener, and I can learn things from anybody at any age. So when they get in the van, I say, hey, man, say what the fuck you want. You know, you can talk your hip shit and this, that, and the other. I'm hip with you, you know. So to me, I think it's just all about having fun and enjoying it. Because if you don't enjoy it, after a while, you'll just get burned out. I mean, you know, from my personal experience in doing things in the past, you just get, you know, you just get tired of it. So to me, it's just all about having fun, letting it all hang out. You're in the van and people get in here and they see all the crazy shit in here and they see me sit here man spreading and shit, not giving a fuck, but my balls aren't dragging the floor or anything.
No.
I'm not at
one
that
of the
age
things
yet.
I wanted
but
to,
you know, it's, you know, we just have fun with it. And so
one of the things
that's what I
I
look forward
wanted to add for 2019 is I wanted to have more people from different countries on, you know, because I mean we've had like, okay, let's see. We've had a guy from Australia. We have, Ivan. We've had a guy from Africa. But I want to get more people from different countries.
Do you know, it's an American guy, David Whitaker? Do you know David Whitaker?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
we've
had
had him
David
on
on.
a couple of times.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
twice.
Yeah.
What do you think about soul food?
I played the restaurant with my band.
Oh, okay.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
I
shout out
think
to
it's
David.
really cool. Yeah. I have a real respect for people that can put together a successful restaurant.
Oh,
And I kind of I think about life in terms of restaurants, like like a business is like if you have a good restaurant, like you have a great product, and you're heavily taxed and you don't get free money for shit, like. So people that can put together a fine restaurant, and that restaurant's really cool,
Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I didn't have the chicken and waffles. I had their sliders.
Okay.
Because I was like, I haven't had sliders in so long,
Yeah.
and I had these. It's so cool in there, isn't it?
Yeah. He
yeah.
was actually our first guest on the podcast.
Oh, really?
Right.
And and then he came back for a different episode. And yeah, David Whitaker.
Oh,
That's the homie, man.
Yeah, love me some David and his wife Tanya and their little kid. Oh man, that family's just off the chain, man.
Oh, really?
That
They've been
food.
on TV and it's,
That's cool.
Yeah. He's real
People
cool
from
dude.
different countries, huh?
Yeah. I know a few people, and I have a lot of people in mind, but it's all about timing and their schedule and our schedule. So, but yeah, definitely in 2019, I'm gonna make.
And also, you'll notice if you listen to our podcast, we ain't talking those sushi temples and shrines and shit. And that was a thing when we were coming up. Hey, what are we? What we're going to talk about? What are we going to do? What angle are we coming from? I was like, hey man, the average tourist magazine or everything. Hey, go eat some sushi. Do you like ramen? This, that, and the other. We just say no. There's an underground here. There's an urban culture here. There's pimps here. There's hoes here. There's, literally. I walked through Shinjuku in the Kabukicho area, and you have this Japanese guy come up. Maybe this is the only English he ever studies, but he comes up to me. Would you like a beautiful Japanese girl? I was like, what's your job? And one guy had me laughing. He say, pimpu. I say, a pimple. I say, you got a pimple? You're a dermatologist or something? He say, pimple. Pimp. I say, oh, pimp. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So they got a lot of things in here that we feel that our audience would be interested and curious about. Like a lot of people are curious about why do black guys stay here so long? Black people ask. I don't know about Cliff, but they ask me that all the time. And so we just
Because you
decided-
wanna.
Yeah,
Because you're a
yeah.
guy and you're a human and you want to
Exactly.
do what you want to do and not have people tell you what to do with your fucking life.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you
but,
made a personal choice.
Yeah.
Big fucking surprise.
Yeah,
Right?
But a lot of people would ask, especially from, where I'm from and stuff. And, because you have some Americans who never left the state. So we meet, I would meet military people over here, and they say, man, why you stay here so long, man? Man, where the sisters at? What and this, that, and the other, where you go to party? And then 6 months later, man, I love this place, man. I'm going to try to stay here for the rest, So we just
Safety
open
is
people's
a big part
eyes
of it.
about,
Yeah.
that's huge. We just open people's eyes about there's more to Japan than sushi, temples, and shrines, which are beautiful.
Yeah.
But there's more to it. There's people have lives here. They do things.
It all came down to, like, for me, it was like, there's so much of that out there. So much content like that on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that.
Every vlogger.
Yeah, every vlogger. Oh, I went to this temple. I tried.
And you can go back 10 years and it could be the same person.
Exactly.
Like there's like 10 years of vlogging about Japan and,
Exactly.
and it could be just one video.
Really?
Akihabara.
Really?
Yeah.
And then new people come in and they do the same
Yeah.
thing. And I'm just like, if I see another video about
Yeah.
whatever.
How can you be so unoriginal? How is this possible? You have the best gear, but zero originality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that was, and we felt that, we'll bring that part of it out, and we'll bring it in a raw sense.
Okay, so let's finish the podcast on this. What would you recommend people do who come to Japan? Like that's not you're saying it's not the sushi temple. So then what is it? What would be the recommendation if you could?
Oh, that's a good question.
If someone's coming up here, okay, so I'm not going to a temple, then where should I go?
I would say it depends on what you're into.
All right.
Absolutely.
Because I've learned about some some events and things that go on that if you were into that,
It's here.
it's here.
Ah.
Yeah.
If
Have you
you're
ever
in-
heard of Department H?
No, what's Department H?
Okay.
So I saw the shit on YouTube. Yeah,
I've never
It's-
been to
it's
Department
weird.
H, but I heard it's just like this real. What's the best way to describe it?
Sex club?
Kinky,
Kinky.
Kinky,
fetish.
fetishy. People dress up in costumes and stuff, and sexy costumes, and
And,
gay.
I think the H is
gay,
for homosexual.
Yeah, gay, straight, doesn't
know,
matter who you are,
yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah. I was watching a video
Get
of it.
your
and they
freak
had
on?
A lot of.
I don't know. I can't
They had a
confirm
lot
any
of
of that.
Wow.
cross dressers there that I saw, mostly cross dressers, and nothing against cross dressers, but it's just not my thing, you know.
But it's just one of those things that's not highly advertised.
It's not the vlogger.
You're not going to see it on Facebook
Yeah.
as a Facebook event.
I got some sushi and then I went to the homo bar.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Shinjuku ni Chome.
Yeah.
That's
that's
the
gay.
gay section,
Yeah.
you know. So
I went there once
yeah, I went there by accident. I
with
was
a
like,
gay friend. Yeah.
What are all these dudes dressed like women? And then the guy told me, oh, it's Shinjuku ni Chome. But and
So
you have what they
Nichome-
call Okama bars, where guys dress like women, transsexual guys own bars, and a lot of gay and straight people go there to be entertained. So piggybacking off of what Cliff was saying, we want to let people know that whatever you're into, you could find it here. And
And then some.
then some. And you could be curious. And what's beautiful about it is go ahead and see how the Japanese are with a certain thing that you loved in the States. You know, they got hip hop over here. They got country bars. I mean, very few.
Yeah.
But they got everything you had in the States or have had or whatever. They have it here, and they sort of like Japanize it out, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a different
They
vibe.
make it really hard to find and super complex to get into.
Yeah.
like a happening bar.
yeah. Yeah, like a happening bar.
But so yeah, whatever. So what our goal is just let people know that, hey, everything you did in the States, or if you're aspiring to you want to visit Japan, but you want to get into the music scene. Well, we just interviewed a couple of ladies who were
Yeah.
doing music here in Japan.
and they're performing around Japan.
and they're performing
That's
around
cool.
with Japanese bands and
Oh, wow, that's
Right.
cool.
yeah,
mental health issues. They have it here. It goes back, and I always quote Maya Angelou, right? It goes back
He does. It's like the
it's
a millionth
like,
time.
yeah. We're more alike than unalike.
Oh,
you know what
okay.
I'm saying? When you look
Yeah,
at it,
yeah,
you look at the world. Everything you see, they have gay, they have anti-gay, they have murders in this country. They have all kinds. But this one thing I will
They have
say.
North Korean high schools
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Tokyo.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about this country, though,
That'd be a good podcast.
the safety is second to none. The safety, you don't even feel threatened.
Yeah.
I mean, a woman goes to the ATM machine, gets a shitload of money, counts it out in the open, put it in her purse, and walk, not even
Think about it.
thinking about
She's
being,
not saying I'm going to fuck shit up. She's
Yeah.
just doing what she does, right?
But you would not think about doing that in the States unless you had armed guards or a couple of pit bulls, like they had this one meme that was going around, lady at the ATM machine with two big, huge pit bulls by her side so she won't get robbed or some shit, So I would say safety is totally awesome over here.
Yeah.
It's like second to none.
that could be a touristic point. Come for the safety.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
keep your drugs at home.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Don't
Definitely.
fuck around in this country.
You can drink. Drinking's
drink?
good.
Drinking is good. You
Yeah.
can get fucked up. You can get.
I recommend people come here and go on a walk by themselves and put on some like music and just go from convenience store to convenience store drinking a beer with no plan at all. And you're going to come across some like really interesting buildings and it's just like little areas with
Great
yeah,
idea.
it's a really cool way to see because you're totally safe. So you can't
Yeah.
walk around with headphones and you can just boop, pay with your fucking cashless card or
you
whatever.
go on Kabukicho in Shinjuku, you'll walk by a bunch of mafia guys and they just won't even give you a second thought.
Yeah, you have the Gaijin invisibility cloak.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah, but don't mess with. Don't do anything with drugs over here because
Oh, yeah.
you will be in some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
think
don't.
so.
They, in other words,
mess around.
they could detain your ass 23 days without a lawyer.
Yep.
You know, it ain't like in the States where I demand to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm an
on the
American
24th day.
citizen.
It's it's like here. It's like when you don't hear from somebody in like a month. Like one of the first things you think about is like maybe he's in jail because when
Bobby
you
get nicked.
Yeah, when you get arrested. I had it's a friend of mine that had that happened to him, and what was interesting was that he got locked up, and a friend contacted me on Facebook, and he was like, have you heard from so and so? And I was like, no, but actually when I hit him up, when I sent him a message, he never responded. And I thought that was weird because he usually does respond. And then, I started asking a few other people, and then later on I found out that he actually he was locked up. And
Drugs?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
But see,
Even weed is like,
Yeah.
you better fucking.
Here's what's ironic about the contrast between here and the U.S. When your friend is missing for 20-some days, you never thought that he was murdered.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm getting at?
Oh,
yeah. You know, in the States, somebody done killed that motherfucker, man.
Right.
God damn.
He's shot.
He got kidnapped or something.
Kidnapped or some shit.
Whoa.
Over here, chances are you are, in the rare cases, you might be dead, but you are in custody.
Yeah.
If they didn't fuck around with Paris Hilton trying to enter the country and turning her ass back around and sending her back to the States with all the fame and the connections she's got, imagine what they'll do to an average citizen.
Oh, yeah.
The
They don't
DJ
give a shit.
The DJ just got in trouble recently. David Morales, I think it was.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came to Japan and he had something on him. I forgot what they found on him.
Something comparable to ecstasy or something.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was locked up for 2 or 3 days, and he missed shows and
They
lost
don't give a
money.
shit.
And
They don't. There's
Yeah.
zero preferential treatment.
Yeah. Even with actors and actresses in this country, they get shamed to fuck.
Yeah. So no.
We make music videos in America showing you snorting cocaine. As a matter of fact, the famous Canadian group, Nickelback.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to be a rock star, drug dealer on speed dial. Man, we celebrate that shit.
We
Over
do.
here, you don't see videos of people smoking joints. Music videos of Japanese rappers with a joint in his mouth.
They're so 1950s in Japan. still.
Yeah, that's weird.
Everybody's like wearing their Sunday best, and
Yeah.
it really is like still very much a 1950s.
They
mentality.
pixelate the genitalia
Yeah.
in their porno films. So you can use your imagination.
All right. So where can people find you guys?
you can find us. Oh, first, our host site for the podcast is Podbean. So it is RUMP, RUMP .podbean.com. Or you can find us anywhere that streams podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Castbox, all of those places. Or just do your Googles, as we say. Do your Googles.
Yeah.
And look us up.
Do your Googles.
Yeah, put the Google in. Go to Google and Raw Urban Mobile Podcast.
Right.
It'll come up.
Links are in the description, everybody.
Links are in the
Yes.
description.
All right. This is cool. Finally, one thing that we should do, if we understand like there's certain podcasts going on in Tokyo, we should begin appearing on each other's
Definitely.
That's a great
Definitely.
idea.
channels,
Yeah.
and
Definitely.
then it creates like if somebody listens to this one and then they go to the other one, then they can go to the other one, and then it kind of maybe shuffles around some traffic,
Word.
centralizing
Yes.
the traffic.
Yes.
So
That's beautiful. Let's make it happen.
That's why I didn't even know. I think it was Lee. I don't know if do you know Lee? She's in the podcast group. She does the House of Lee podcast. NYC.
No, I don't.
So
know,
she
no.
told me. I think she introduced me to you or whatever. And
I think we found each other through the HN6
Yeah.
podcasting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So make a long story short, I didn't know you were in Tokyo.
Yeah.
And then once I realized you were in Tokyo, I listened to one of your episodes. I was like, oh shit. Because my thought is I'm just thinking mostly everybody's in the U.S.
Yeah.
And make a long story short, we do need to do that. The Mega Late Show is they're definitely our podcast brothers. I've
Mega
been on
Late Show.
Mega Late Show. It's a
Okay.
hip hop podcast.
You'll find those brothers very interesting.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
they do. They have a lot of musicians, rappers, producers.
Okay.
You know, mainly hip hop focused, but
Sure.
they talk about other things as well. You know, they say dope culture, so they talk about everything that's happening in Tokyo. Yeah.
Because, yeah, like I was listening to your podcast and I was like, oh, look at all of what these people are doing. And there's all these artists
Yeah.
and musicians and you can really open it up. And it's like, you look back on my podcast and it's like, I got musicians from all over the world and you can.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if we can connect those things up together and then if people come to Tokyo traveling, then they can maybe do a couple of podcasts. Anyways,
Yes.
it's just kind of
that's a great idea.
housekeeping talk, but
Awesome. Yeah. That's awesome
If I come
idea.
across other podcasts, like I'll definitely recommend.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
digging. I was digging your episode with the. I can't. I'm bad with names. Is Von someone?
Oh, Max von Schuler.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
I enjoyed that
yeah.
one too.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's crazy.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
so. I get a lot of flack from my white friends for having him on because
Oh,
he's
really?
like this ultra nationalistic Japanese guy, but he's also a German. But he's just so crazy. But he's in so deep into his thing in Japan that I'm like,
yeah.
he's got published books. I'm like, come on this show.
Yeah.
And who the hell is Jim? I
Yeah.
wanna meet
Who?
this guy.
I don't know. I made that up on the spot.
That
Wow.
was beautiful.
I just sat down and I pushed the record button. And I went.
We're gonna talk more about Jim when you're on our podcast.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Jim's
yeah.
got to come back. You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
He's-
I want to meet.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have you on pretty soon.
You know, maybe one of those hypnosis psychotic things we
Yeah.
have to be into, so I could like talk to a hologram or some
Yeah.
shit of Jim.
I want to get like a EEG cap and have my brain monitored, and then we can turn that into Jim.
Yeah. Maybe Jim knows Cheech and Chong.
Oh, I hope so. Those are all right. Rum, thanks very much for being on the
Hey
podcast.
man, we appreciate you having us, brother.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
I'll have you know that the podcast, the interview you just listened to, was recorded in the van. We probably talked about that, but there are these massive trucks and huge volumes of traffic just going past us. You know, it's Shibuya, so it's so fucking noisy. But with the microphones I got, they have really high noise rejection. So even though sometimes I could barely hear the people talking in the car, the mics, I thought, did a great job of picking up the audio. So thanks again to the R.U.M.P podcast, to Cliff and Buddha there. Great guys. You're welcome back on the podcast anytime. All right, everyone, thank you for listening. Please remember to like and subscribe. Share it with other people, and remember to go check out R.U.M.P. All right, see ya.
Slide the car into the gear. Won't be doing much different this year. Take the corners nice and steady. The first a Mickey and then a Larry. Distant spices roll around my mouth. Memories of these take the mind down south. Beneath the waves of here, laugh the beaches across the toilets in a broken English. Paths to the old familiar have been tread. Get home, eyes closed, make my way to bed. Waiting there, black hair, got them blankets everywhere. Ooh, yeah. I got a few things to do, gonna get them done. Wearing the same pair of shoes, keep the sapphire blade behind the wheel display. On a base of the railway to Bombay for me, plan bed here like Shelley, wait for another day. Roll out the tops, sit in the parks. Off the Penguin Parade disembark. Open up some containers. Oh, those nasty full animal trainers. In the city ain't got no place for cat. don't mind, and replace it with a plan. Veranda herbs and their patio spices across the calls of their motorcycles and oh yeah, I got a few things to do, gonna get them done. Wearing the same pair of shoes, keep the sapphire blade behind the window display, holding pace on the railway to mom before they flip in the election. They can wait for another day. So the railway to Bombay can wait for another